Hey YouTube, what is going on? It's Gino Bonino, and I've been talking about it. Now it's finally time to do it. The suspense is killing me. So this is my CGC submission. Again, these are modern books. Ended up, my last submission fell under 3 tiers, modern, and I believe value, and I'm not sure what the one for Silver Age is. But anyway, the modern came back pretty quickly. The other ones I think are going to probably take a while. Don't know exactly why that is, but it's just the way it is, so I guess I got to accept it. Got some big books getting graded. Got a SpiderMan 129 and have a first Swamp Thing and Fantastic Four 48, 49, 50, stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what those do, but these are my modern books. I don't think there's going to be a lot of 9/8s here. Again, most of these are books that I've owned or read or whatever, and but I do know that they're in pretty good shape. So let's see what we got. I have not checked online, so I don't know what these are going to do. And again, these came a few days ago, but I've just been kind of waiting for a while and have other irons in the fire. So here goes. Sorry about that. All right. So there's the obligatory accordion cardboard. And it looks like there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 15 books there. So the first one is the title book, and this is probably the book that I think did the worst of all of them. This one I think had a little bit of foxing. This is Spider-Man 238. I got a few of these in here. I think I got 3. Let's see what they give you now. They give you a card with their poster stuff, and they gave some CGC just made easier, a little advertising. Visit their website, order form, etc. Alright, no big deal. Also have something about how to do it online. Yeah, I know, we know how to do that. And of course the obligatory invoice, which I don't even want to look at. And this talks a little bit about, let's see here. Pardon me guys, I know this is shaky as hell. I do apologize. Consignment Center, eBay consignment. Trusted seller do the selling, you get paid. Consign comics, sports cards, etc. Follow and find your seller, ship your items, sit back and pay. I guess this is sort of a third-party place that'll do the selling for you. They'll consign it, and you just tell them what you got, and they do the work for you. Find your seller, choose from the list of, yeah, it's a third-party eBay seller. I guess they are working in conjunction for them. Anyway, this is my first 238. This is, well, again, this was a well-read copy, 7.0. Does have the, it does indeed have the tattoos in it, and if I remember right, this had a little bit of foxing, which is a bad thing. Let's see, yeah, just a little bit. Older copy. Still a nice looking book though, but you can see we've got some rounded off corners and stuff like that. But sorry about the flash. Yeah, and we've got a little foxing in this corner here. It is a newsstand copy, but again, nice book nonetheless. Put that there next to my jarts. Shouldn't have those. Next is a Spawn 249. This is a very rare 9/6 that I'm really excited about. This is a quite rare book. I actually bought this one from my LCS. This was before the movie. Actually, I think this was right after the movie was announced that it was going to be made, so I'm quite happy with that grade. It would have been nice, but again, this is an awfully pretty book. I think what they're grading on now, I've heard this and read it in some place, is spine stress. So basically any little line that you have, and I see what probably what brought it down, there's just tiny, almost the beginning of what you would call a spine tick. You really have to look to see them. They're not really even a tick. It just looks almost like a mini version. But what they're grading on now is what they call spine stress marks. So even if you open the book, basically, and it leaves a little bit of like a hairline crack in there, I know they're starting to downgrade a little bit and ding your book for a 0.2 on that. So anyway, happy with that one for sure. Do stay. Thank you. Third book is a Uncanny XMen 266 and an 8.0. Again, this one I've had forever. This wasn't a buy. This was a book that I bought myself and have had for a while. Don't really see a lot of stuff wrong with it, but I'll have to check the notes. It do see a little rounded corner. This one right there. And it looks like there's a little bit of a mark of some sort right there. I'm not sure what that is, but I definitely know it wouldn't press out. Yeah, it looks a little bit, the back looks a little dirty, to be honest with you. I probably should have cleaned this more. But nonetheless, still happy with that. Nice solid grade. Again, I'm not one of these people that absolutely has to have a 9.8 or I'm going to lose my mind. A 9.8 is nice, of course, but you know, a near mint book is a near mint book. As a very fine, I can learn to live with that. This is Omega Men number 3. First Lobo. Got a 9.6 on that. And again, I've had this, I don't know how many times I've touched this, picked it up and stuff like that. So it's a nice book. Glad to have gotten it graded. It's nice and bright. Don't see too much wrong with it. Put that over there. Next is Spawn 224. This is the Frank Miller cover. And there's my first, first 9.8 of the bunch. And again, I've got a few Spawn books that I sent in primarily because I knew the movie was coming, and also I knew I had some really sweet books. I did buy these at the LCS. Somebody traded in a whole bunch of Spawns. They had these books that are basically swipes of other books, and they really caught my eye. And I liked them, so I picked them up. Put that one down there. Next is another XMen 266, and that's a little bit better. This was a better copy of the two, 9.6. First Gambit. Once again, this was a hot book back in the 90s, and then it cooled off a bit, and then it picked back up again. In fact, it looks like all the keys that are, I guess what's happening, to be honest with you, is people are picking up these first appearances in anticipation of movies and stuff like that. So, I mean, you can't find cheap, cheap, important, unfortunately. The word has gone out, and there's big money in it now, so unfortunately the stuff is kind of blowing up. But anyway, that's a nice book. Put him over there. Next is Ultimate Fallout 4. This is a really hot book as we speak. This is first Miles Morales, and I know the movie's opening tonight, so I'll probably put this one up. If anybody wants it, send me a PM, guys, but I'll probably put this one up. I do have another copy that's not graded. I knew this one was the better of the two. Once again, a 9.4. Near mint, we'll take that. Next is Spectacular Spider-Man 64. This is first Cloak and Dagger, 8.5. And again, I got this one, I bought this one off of eBay. I knew that it was probably not in a tip-top book. I knew it was probably a very fine plus. Actually, I think that's what it was listed as, and they hit the nail on the head. But I still wanted it graded. I just, I really liked the series a lot, and so I decided to get this graded. I like it. I think the problem here, it looks like it's a nice, tight, rounded corner over here. And I think the problem here is you've got some spine issues. No real tick, but there's some spine marks and stuff like that over there, and also it just looks a little bit brown on the back. But again, 8.5, I'm cool with that. Next is Spawn 222. This is the Spider-Man 317 swipe, or is it 316? I'm not sure. Still an absolutely beautiful book. 9.4, and I'll take that. Pretty book. Next is another Spawn 231. This is the Spider-Man 1 swipe, which is also McFarlane, a very famous McFarlane work. And we got our second 9.8, so I'm happy about that. Again, what can you say? These are just absolutely beautiful books. Absolutely beautiful. I sure hope they do the movie justice. I know Spawn is a character that can just absolutely kick ass in the movies, and I just don't think the first movie did him a bit of justice. I think part of the problem was CGI just wasn't up to snuff. And Spawn's a complicated character. You know, they have to show hell, they have to show a lot of real weird stuff. His costume is complicated, stuff like that, and I just don't think they were able to do that, you know, back in the day. And I think now they finally can do it. So hopefully they do it justice. This is Spawn 230, the Batman swipe 9. If I remember right, I forget this issue. Maybe it's going to tell me right here. Let's see. Batman 423, which was, if I remember right, McFarlane's first Batman cover on DC. And he had the flowy cape. He's kind of the guy that invented that whole thing. And then it got a little out of hand, just like, oops, hang on. Sorry, my low power thing went off. Just like McFarlane was known for his pouches. Liefeld is known for his pouches. McFarlane's kind of known for his flowy capes. 3 more. Bear with me, guys. This is absolutely my favorite. This is my favorite cover. I think one of my favorite of all time, which is Hulk 340. The Reflection, and this is Spawn's take on it, McFarlane's take on it, which is 226, a 9.4, again a near mint book. Very, very happy with that. Beautiful cover. I could honestly just sit and look at these and just pick out the different you know, details and stuff like that. Two more books, guys. Spider-Man 238, another one. This is a little bit better copy. This is a 9.2. Also a newsstand. First Hobgoblin. For some reason, this book is blowing up. It just kind of sat around for a while, didn't do a whole lot. It was hot in the 90s, and it cooled off, and it's doing better now. So the 9.2 is a good grade. Happy with that. And I think, if this memory serves me right, another one. And this one is a very fine plus, 8.5, 238. All three of them have the tattoos in them. And I know I've shown these raw a few times. And again, it's not, these books have been, this isn't something that was bought and, you know, went immediately in a bag. This was read and passed down and handed about and stuff like that. So unfortunately, that's what happens. But even with the pressing, there's just some things, like I said, I think this one in particular, you've got some spine lines and things of that nature. No ticks, but just like little hairline stuff on the spine. So that's kind of the reason for the little bit downgrade, the little dings. And I think that is it, guys. So those are my modern books. Again, overall, quite happy with the grades. Again, 9/8 of course would be incredible, but I'm not one of these people that are going to lose any sleep over a near mint book. Near mint book is a near mint book. And that is it. So guys, thanks for bearing with me. Happy hunting and exciting time to be a collector. Again, I can't wait to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I've really read some good things about it. Want to see that tomorrow. And that is it. I am out. This is Gino Bonino, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later, and bye for now.